Hi. Okay, so today is Sunday, 17th of March, St. Patty's Day. They don't really celebrate it here, so probably not gonna do anything. Maybe I'll get a beer or something and day drink by myself. Anyways, yesterday on the 16th, I went skydiving at Byron Bay. um, it was awesome and fun and great, and I would do it again in a heartbeat, except too much action for me in the short span. Okay, ready? The events I'm about to describe all happened before noon. And that was my roommate barging in on me while I was recording this vlog, so that was awkward. Okay, so the bus for this thing was leaving at 5:30 in the morning, and the night before, I went out, and so we got back in, it was 2:30ish, anyways, whatever. So I was just like, okay, well, I have to wake up in like 3 hours anyways, like, let's just stay up. So let's play Clue. So we played about 3 rounds of Clue, and then and then we finished. That was about already like 4:30ish. So, oh, ew, I'm breaking out. So I was about 4:30ish, and I was like, okay, let's take a 10-minute nap. So we set an alarm for 10 minutes. Yeah, you can already tell that this is gonna be really interesting. So we fall asleep. 10 minutes later, the alarm goes off. And like when your alarm goes off and you're really tired and you're like kind of awake, but you're not really. That's kind of what happened. Like I remember waking up, but clearly I didn't stay awake. So I fell back asleep, and then next thing I know, I'm waking up and look out the window and the sun like is shining brightly. And I'm freaking the fuck out because obviously it's way past 5:30. So I look at my phone and it's like 9 minutes and text messages and it's 6:20 a.m. and I'm like, holy shit, I am now late. I missed the fucking bus. I'm so like, you don't even understand. Like I was having a panic attack. I was like enraged that I like at myself. Oh my god, I'm so just reliving this moment over and over again. It's like, what like possessed me to think that a 10-minute nap is gonna be a good idea. So anyways, I called the person who like set up, because this was through a club, like I said, so she was the 10 missed calls. So I call her back and she's like, yeah, we've already left, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, would it be possible to meet up with you guys? Like, what time are you guys gonna go jump? And she was like, yeah, you'll have plenty of time, you can make it, like just meet up with us. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I run onto my computer and look up, public transportation to get there. Background information for everyone. Byron is about 50-minute, an hour drive from here. So I look up like buses to get there, and of course that doesn't exist because it doesn't go there because this is a different state. It's in New South Wales. We are in Queensland. So I'm like, okay, maybe Greyhound, because that stuff is regional. So I look it up, and yeah, it's $28, really affordable. I'm like, sweet, awesome, I can take that. But nope, because the first one doesn't get there until 11:30, mind you. But around this time, it was already like 6:45 after my little freakout session. So I'm like, okay, well, I know 2 people who have cars on campus. One of them might take me, so I call her up, and of course she's not answering. I mean, who in the right mind would be awake at 6:45 in the morning? But also, I realized that it's because she lost her phone when we went out last night, so that's great. And then the other one, I don't know, like, I kind of didn't want to bug him, plus I feel like, we're not, like, we're friends, but we're not on, like, that level to be asking such crazy, can you drive me an hour? It's like, can you drive me for an hour to this really far place at 6 in the morning kind of thing? I mean, most of you probably won't even do that for me. Now, so I decide, okay, well, I clearly have no choice. I either forfeit and not go and waste like however much it cost me to buy these skydiving tickets, or take an hour-long cab ride and, pretty much double the cost of this thing. So I did it. I called up a cab. The guy finally shows up. It was about 7:30 already, and I was like, "Would you be able to drive me to blah 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 wherever it was that they were doing it?" But I kind of like bargained with him. I dropped it about $30. I would have regretted more if I didn't go, as opposed to the fact that I would have paid, a ridiculous amount of money for a cab ride. So I did it. So I get in there, fill in all the stuff, the forms, like, are you aware that skydiving is a dangerous activity? Emergency contact information, sign here, blah blah blah. So I did that, and literally within 10 minutes of me getting there, they were putting me into parachute pants because I was gonna jump, and I was like so excited. And it was so sad because then they ended up putting me with all like the fobby, like Asian touristy people or whatever. So the guy like doing the instructions on like what to do when you get on the plane, he like looks at all of us like one by one, like asking like, do you speak English? And I'm like, yeah, pretty sure I do. Anyways, so we finally start getting on the plane, and the plane takes off, and we're going for about 10 minutes. I'm like, holy crap, that's pretty high. Like, oh my god, we must be getting close. And all of a sudden, like, the pilot's like, halfway, and I'm like, what? Like, oh my god, how high are we going? And again, my roommate has walked in on me while I'm trying to film this vlog. Like, it's just not meant to be. We're getting really high, but everything else was just staying the same size, which is weird. But anyways, so yeah, I was like, everybody keeps asking me like, were you scared at all? Were you nervous? And I'm like, no, I was just like so pumped, so excited to do it. And literally, the one time I actually felt anxiety inside was like the split second before we jumped. Like literally, that one time it was like my foot was outside the little window thing, and we were like about to go, and that not even half, like quarter of a second, I felt nervous. But after that, it was just like so awesome, and it was so exhilarating, and it was so amazing, and I would definitely do it again in a heartbeat. But anyways, I was the third person to jump, so literally my guy didn't even tell me. Like, he just started moving forward, and I was like, okay, I guess it's my turn too. The actual free fall was ridiculous. Like, it was so loud, and it was like I thought my eardrums were gonna burst. It was so cold. And like, like when you're taking off in a plane and your ears are popping, like it was constantly like that because you were literally dropping. It was so awesome. And like my mouth was dry, and we had to wear goggles, and I feel like my goggles were like gonna fly out the whole time. So I'm pretty sure my video was just me like fixing my goggles the whole time. But it was so awesome, and like the wind was ridiculous. Like it wasn't cold, but it was like, it was colder than, at ground level, but it was maybe about 10 degrees, maybe 15. It was just so crazy. Like, I couldn't hear myself. I was yelling, like, not from fear, but like, like, oh my god, this is so awesome. Ah, sweet. Like, yeah. And then my guy pulled the parachute, and we were literally just like, floating down. It was awesome. And then, like, once that happened, obviously, the wind wasn't smashing into your face, and you could hear yourself talk, and your mouth had saliva in it again. I don't know. I saw, like, okay, so from the ground you see rainbows as half, like, circles. We were above the clouds, so, the rainbow was a full circle. It was really sweet, and it was awesome, and I was kind of hoping to, like, pass through some clouds, but we didn't do that. But anyways, it was awesome, and I don't know, like, everybody was asking, like, how long did it go for? And the pamphlet says, like, 60-second free fall, but literally, like, it felt so fast and so slow at the same time. Like, literally, I don't know, like, I reached the ground already, like, after all of that, parachuting and all of that. But it felt like a split second ago I was still up on that plane, but it also felt like it was days ago. Like, I don't know, it was just so surreal, and it was such an awesome moment. I don't know, I would do it again, like, in a heartbeat, without a question, and I feel like everybody should too. Give it a go, one time or another. And yeah, so here's my skydiving video. You can watch as I make a fool out of myself. My face is but anyways, okay, bye. Sweet. Finally.